All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere for this evening. I'm your host, Joe Rivers, and tonight we're going to be talking about the Twitter files. Finally, I know I've been teasing it for a couple of weeks. We're going to tap into the Twitter files. I know you may be a little bit tired of it, but it's important. You guys need to know about it and what's going on with it. Also, we're going to talk about my boy here, Henry Cavill, and what's going on with him. They want him as Superman. Now they don't. And now it looks like 40K fans, Warhammer fans, are going to reap the rewards. And also, we're going to dig into Avatar and the reason why I'm not going to see it. That and probably my favorite Christmas movies before it's over with, because it is Christmas coming up tonight on State of the Atmosphere. Boys and girls, welcome aboard. I am your host, Joe Rivers. This is Joe's Atmosphere's YouTube channel. And tonight, with me to start off with, who knows who'll show up during the show, but to start off with, we got my man from Pop Culture Minefield, John Das Wolfen, also known as Ex Machina Santa Claus. What's going on, man?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Hey, man, I love... both of us are sporting our teams, and they're playing each other this week. Check it out.
Yep.
I got my Seahawks gear on tonight. I don't know if you guys can see it around the mic stand. He's got his Kansas City Chiefs Santa hat on, and I love you, man, but I don't like your team this weekend because you're about to crush me like a friggin' Dixie cup. It's not going to be good. We're going into Kansas City, and we're not having a good season. Our defense can't stop anybody. You guys are going to have a field day on us, man. But, the way it's going right now, how many games you guys got left?
3.
We got 3. Everybody's got 3 left. All the buys are done by now.
Yeah.
You got us. We were just talking about it. You got us, and who else you got down the stretch?
The next game after that, we got you guys this weekend at Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the Broncos at Arrowhead the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the 8th, we go into Las Vegas and play the Raiders.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's the rest of our schedule.
Tough games down the stretch because Broncos aren't going to be as easy this time around, I don't think.
They're coming here. They're in trouble.
Well, yeah, but you understand what I'm saying. They're playing better.
Yeah, they are playing better. Yeah,
they're not catering to Russ and whatever. If they've got a quarterback that's listening to the coaches. So I mean, I'm not knocking Russ. It's just I think the whole thing with that situation, and I know we're off on a tangent right out the gate, guys, but I love my football and I'm always going to lean towards it. I think it's a case of a square peg in a round hole kind of thing. I think they really need to get rid of that coaching staff and get somebody in there who knows how to use Russ because they really don't know what's going on with them. Right out the gate, we got Christian Loman here saying hi to us, man. Let's see who else we got in here. Oh yeah, Argon Kilvari. That is my stepson David. He's listening. Can't talk too much. I'm door dashing, he says. Oh, that's him too. Here's the cool people. Look at him, man. My gosh, he's all over the place. And let's see. Christian saying hi to David. Okay, so the stuff I came up with to talk about tonight is Well, first of all, I've been talking about Twitter, the Twitter files for a while now, and I wanted to touch base on that. Now, I'm not totally up on this subject, but I am. I do want to keep it in the forefront because of how important it is, the stuff that's being released. Uh, and this harkens back to the days when the guys, you know, if you're not awake yet and don't understand that most of the mass media is a propaganda machine, this you need to get into what these journalists are releasing about Twitter. And the most recent one that really blew my mind was the seventh release. I think it was a couple of days ago. And let me go ahead and share this on the screen, and we'll talk about it.
People don't realize that these Twitter files, all this information leaking, this makes Watergate look like a preschool play date.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, Watergate, which got a president impeached, was just, it was a fact-finding mission, really.
Yeah.
This is bizarre. Look, let me read this real quick. This is Michael Schellenberger. He's a journalist. Twitter Files Part 7, the FBI and Hunter Biden laptop. How the FBI and intelligence community discredited factual information about Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings both after and before the New York Post revealed the contents of his laptop on October 14th, 2020. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing. There's no reason to do that. You guys can go look this up yourself. All you have to do is search on Twitter, Twitter Files 7, 6, whatever dump you want to look at. And they're huge. Each one of them's got videos. It's got articles, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Well, the reason why it says before the article is because because I hang around that group of people. I mean, I'm in that community, and that was kicking around the community way before this article. I mean, this was.
Well, they actually, in that dump, they actually show that the FBI reached out to Twitter before.
Yeah.
Before
the article,
that date, before October 14th, before the New York Post article. The most damning thing to me that I saw in that particular dump, and this is why I highlighted dump 7. You guys go look at it for yourself, but it's over $3 million that the FBI was using. Let me repeat that. The FBI using your tax dollars to suppress information on Twitter. Okay. It's just, that's unheard of. That's something should make everybody raise an eyebrow. That's something where everybody should get out a magnifying glass and find out what's going on, because, and you're not hearing this on the national news. You're not hearing about this. The only news, I was on the treadmill the other day at the gym yesterday, and I saw them on Fox News talking about dump 8. Now, I'm not surprised it's Fox talking about it, but I don't trust any of them as far as I can throw them as far as national television. Let's see. Christian says, "Hey guys, in Canada, the media is state funded, $650 million given to the mainstream media, and ironically, they never say anything bad to say about the government." Yeah, well. Yeah. When you got state-run media, it's going to be like that. Let's see. Ron says, had to do some last-minute shopping. Be on soon. Okay, we'll be here, man. And David, my who is a Iraq War veteran, by the way, he's put his neck on the line for this country.
Thank you for your service.
He says, remember, holding your government to scrutiny is a patriotic act. No doubt. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to stay vigilant as citizens. But
in case they missed it, the fact that the FBI spent $3 million trying to shut down somebody's speech is the very definition of a violation of free speech
of the First Amendment. That's exactly what it is. And everybody should, I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I was like, I can understand that, giving favors or something like that, but money, taxpayer money they're spending on Twitter. And this is just Twitter, guys. Imagine what's going on at Facebook, where Zuckerberg has already said in an interview, I'm one of the few people that listen to the FBI. I mean, think about that. You and you wonder why you get pimp slapped for saying certain things and all this stuff. It's not because of advertisers, guys. No. I think we're finding out who the biggest advertiser is.
Yeah.
It could be Uncle Sam. It could be Uncle Sam being the biggest advertiser. Let's see. Christian says, and a citizen duty. Yes. Yep. I can't remember which speech that was and who it was by, but they said that it was very important that the electorate stay vigilant and stay informed. And that's the main job of the press. And a lot of the press, when it comes right down to it, John, money is the root of all evil. And it says it in the book. It says it. And every time people get their hands on money, every story you see, I always tell people, follow the money. You'll find out what's going on. Yeah. And I
believe the exact passage is, for the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah. Well, this is the deal, man. All I know is these so-called journalists are having money thrown at them to basically tell one side of the story. And it's gone on for a long time. I think I've already documented, my experience when I was in journalism school and in college, and how I got disenfranchised with it. But, the free press is the most important thing. And these days, guys, the only place to find it is right here on the internet. That's the only place to find it. And what's messed up is, you now have to be vigilant about who you listen to. You have to vet the people that are giving you the information, to see, what they're trying to do. And I don't know who you get a lot of your stuff from, but I of course follow the Quartering, his channel. He seems to be a Midwesterner that, just wants to see good done. He does do some funny things, trying to, suck you into watching a video. But it's just all in good fun. But I'll tell you another guy I watch, and if you guys don't watch him, you should check him out, because first of all, he's funny. Secondly, he is in touch with some of the best journalists on the planet who are right here on the internet and probably nowhere else. And that's Jimmy Dore. I don't know if you've listened to that guy before, but man, he is fantastic. He comes off as a big left-leaning liberal, and he's in the New York area, I think, is where he resides. But man, he's more of a libertarian if you listen to him. He wants everybody to start a third party, and hell with these other two parties, and let's get down to telling the truth. Yeah.
The leftist on Twitter was calling it conservative a while back.
Right. And
Jimmy Dore is not a conservative.
He is not a conservative at all, man. But let's see. What do we got here? David says, ironic TikTok is the freest platform. Yeah, it is ironic. It's also run by the Chinese, so I'm a little slower on that one. Let's see. He also says, if you ever want a Gnostic pastor on your show, hit me up, bro. Oh, I got you, man. Yeah, he is an ordained pastor. I am a leftist. I just can't stand liberals. No, you're a Democrat, bud. That's what you are. There's a difference. A liberal is practically insane. A Democrat actually believes in the Constitution and all that good stuff. They just see it in a different slant than a Republican does. Let's see. The worst thing going on in the U.S. and Canada is demoralizing. Blackpilling is evilest best defense against righteousness. Yes, absolutely, Christian. And since you brought that up, we will talk about that, because that's one of my biggest messages. But first, we have to acknowledge the fact that your nemesis has entered the room. What's going on, Knock? How you doing, buddy?
Hey there. How's it going?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. David says, well said, Christian. Yeah. Have you been able to listen in, or are you just piping in, man?
Yeah, I've been listening the last like 5 or so minutes.
Okay. Yeah. I got to tell you, that last statement by Christian, black pilling is definitely the worst thing. You don't want to do that, folks. And I've heard people like, for instance, when, who was it? Rekieta. When Rekieta got nuked there for a week, he decided he was going to redo his streaming program, and he was going to just use YouTube as like an advertising for his other social medias. And in his case, it's benefited him. He's got a whole lot more viewers now when he goes on Rumble and locals and that kind of thing. And he's making a little more money now and all that good stuff. But I kind of lean with Gary from Nerdrotic saying, you know, we can't get off this platform. We have to push this to its limits and get the message out as much as we can here, because this is the biggest one, you know, and we can't run from the fight here. You know what I'm saying? So
well, we failed to defend this platform and run to another
and
platform.
It falls.
They'll just come to another platform. They'll just
it.
come over there and start the same thing, thinking that they'll get away with it.
Go ahead and get away with it. Yeah, that's it. Knock, have you? Christian says, "Hey, man, Knock, have you been paying attention to the Twitter files at all, man?"
Not really.
No?
I've been hearing of their existence, but besides what I hear on the radio on the way home from work, I haven't really paid too much attention myself.
Yeah.
They've mentioned it a lot, that's for sure.
Have they really? And this is local talk radio where you're at?
Yeah, what? Washington.
Okay.
Conservative radio.
Okay, gotcha.
Gotcha.
I've been off this week, so I haven't really heard anything from our local guys, but the mainstream media definitely isn't covering this. And I tell you guys, if you're not, at a very minimum, subscribe to a YouTube channel that covers it. Like I get all my stuff from the Quartering. He puts it out there for us and gives us the highlights every time there's a dump. So, and the one I watched, it's Comics Division's channel does a show on Monday nights called Yelling at Parked Cars, which if you're into the political sphere, they're right leaning, but they cover, everything, and they covered this dump 7. Now there's been an 8th dump that has to do with the Pentagon, but I think that had a lot to do with terrorists, as from what I was hearing. But this one on the FBI getting involved in covering up the laptop is just not according to this information. If it's valid, and it sure seems like all of this stuff is confirmable, they spent over $3 million on Twitter to suppress the laptop information, and they started before the story broke in the New York Post that opened it all up. They knew about that article coming out, and they started hitting up Twitter beforehand.
I know one that I heard was one of the agencies, I don't even remember which one, had gotten a couple accounts, whitelisted so that they could never be, banned or anything substantial happen to them. And then they had erased like everything to do with what they're, having anything to do with them, and they renamed them as different countries or whatever to, kind of like pass some misinformation to other countries or something like that, posing as another country, something like that. I could be explaining it badly, but it's something like that. So
that probably has
they're getting that conspiracy theory out of there, and it's just like, that's what we are,
Yeah, well, right.
The 8th. I think you're referring to the 8th.
That
Twitter
sounds like the 8th one.
I think that was the 8th one. Yeah.
Yep.
Because basically they spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of money pushing the message, especially during the Obama administration, that stuff like, that the bombing, that we all hit terrorists, and they spent it on not only on English speaking sites, but they also pushed that out through Arabic speaking sites.
Wow.
Trying to put that message out there. This attack only hit terrorists, and they're basically, we're not doing anything wrong, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the droids you're looking for. Yes. David says that first they came to YouTube, and Christian says, but the hardest thing as a vigilant citizen is not becoming blackpilled. With life's busy lifestyle, we lose steam fighting these scum. Yes, absolutely, man. I mean,
I think that
gotta
is an
make a living.
interesting point with a lot of these, protests. January 6th was a day off for a lot of people. Like the one day, right?
Mhm.
That was like happened to be, but a lot of these other protests are people that just don't have jobs. They don't have a life.
Yeah.
And they don't have they don't worry about consequences, and so it's like, it's, you're right.
Yeah.
We're busy working.
Yeah, we're busy working. We can't be on TV throwing bricks. Yeah, we can't do that. Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. This is how I describe the protests. You've got one protest that cost the lives of 20 plus people.
Yeah.
Over $2 billion in damage.
Yep.
And you've got another protest where somebody got shot by authorities.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was a bunch of people walking into a building being waved in, and little old ladies in their scooters waving their flags.
Yeah.
That's
what most of them were.
Eventually they got told to go home.
Right.
Did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. And
the guy that they're blaming for it all was telling everybody to go home. So let's see.
Did I hear they wrapped up the January 6 hearings? Is that,
I hope they.
Yeah, they did. They did.
On TV,
criminal
I think 2 days ago. I think it was.
What a crock!
It's ridiculous, man.
Especially when you look at them.
David says, "Yeah, I saw better firsthand." Yeah, I hear you, brother. But yeah, man, the Twitter files are bringing to light what I think a lot of us have speculated and thought was happening. Now all of a sudden it's concrete, and it's a scary thing, man. And I'm not a proponent of anything violent or anything like that. All I'm saying is keep your ears open and pay attention. Don't stick your head in the sand. Don't do that. All right.
I just think it's the biggest irony that it's Elon Musk doing this, and yet the government is pushing electric cars. So I just find that
right.
So great.
How awesome is this? They can't screw him. They cannot shut him down, because if they do, they're screwing up their transition of wealth they've started. Right?
Yep. The four referrals from January 6th are obstruction of an official proceeding, conspiracy to defraud the U.S., conspiracy to make a false statement, not making a false statement,
conspiracy to make a false
statement, and inciting or insisting in an insurrection.
Oh no!
Yes, a Freudian slip by John. Yes. To say that last.
Yeah, go ahead and clip that.
Decent exposure. Okay.
Right.
Inciting or assisting in an insurrection. The guy telling people,
insurrection
be peaceful, go home.
Armed.
Yeah.
An insurrection, those people would have been armed and firing bullets at the cops.
They had spears, aka flagpoles. They had spears.
Yeah.
Let's see. David says Elon is playing psyops and doing it well. Yes, he is. Let's see. David, the modern day Iron Man. Yeah, Elon's his hero. Let there be no doubt. David Burrows is on board with Elon Musk and everything he does. Best gaffe ever. Talking about you, John.
I know.
Best gaffe ever.
So you see that quote about Iron, because he called him modern day Iron Man. Yeah. Somebody asked Elon Musk why he wasn't Iron Man yet.
Yeah.
And Elon said, because I'm too busy trying to go to Mars.
Because I'm too busy trying to go to Mars. Because I'm too busy trying to get something historic done before they put me in the ground. Yeah. As well he should. That is awesome, man. The guy, hey, look, I'm not as big a fan as my son is, but I do dig what he's doing. And a lot of people say, oh, he could be doing so much more with his money. What do you want him to do with his money?
I hate that argument so much.
It is so stupid.
Oh, 44 billion? That could have went to the poor or bought house or bought food. Yeah. What number are we at for sending money to Ukraine so far?
Yeah, right. How much money has our government sent?
And not only that, what has it gone to? What exactly has been paid? Nobody fucking knows.
No.
Nobody knows.
They just hosted him.
Just like,
by the way, Zelensky came to the White House today. I didn't see the news. Did you? Either one of you guys see any of that news today?
No. And who interviewed him? Was it not John, David Letterman interviewed him? Zelensky. He has time he's in the middle of a war.
He has time to leave the country when his country's in the middle of a war. He's the commander in chief of his army, and he has time to come over here and shake hands and
do interviews. Yep.
Do interviews.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like a wag the dog situation, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It really does. But I don't think that's what's going on here. I think that things have been, when they first started talking about joining the UN, I don't know if you watched me and my brother's show, but I told Danny, I said, they really need to vet them pretty hard. I said, because if I'm not mistaken, Hunter Biden's been in that country making millions for a long time, working for an energy company, and he doesn't know shit about energy.
Yeah,
so
in fact,
there's a lot of corrupt stuff going on there.
When Joe was vice president, there was a prosecutor that was looking into the Burisma.
Oh yeah, that's a famous video. Yes, absolutely.
And he says that, and he's bragging about how he shut down the told the guy he wasn't going to get. He told the guy the country wasn't get the money unless you fire that prosecutor. Lo and behold, they fired that prosecutor.
Yep. Holy shit! Right? Wow, amazing. You're not going to get a dime unless you fire this guy. And all of a sudden,
and I believe that's against the law. That's
pretty sure
extortion.
Yeah, pretty sure. But hey, he's the front man for the message, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. But my whole thing with the Twitter files is, guys, pay attention to this. Even if they are massive dumps, it's a lot of reading. I suggest you get if you don't have time for that kind of reading, get a hold of a news source you trust that will break it down for you. Me personally, I'm watching, like I said, Jeremy from the Quartering. I'm watching a lot. So find a source and pay attention to this. Okay. It's extremely important, man. Extremely important. Let's see. What's Christian talking about? An off-topic question, Joe. Nothing's off topic here. That's the whole point of this show. It has no parameters. I just throw these things out to talk about. When are you going to self-monetize yourself so I can send you my Canadian pesos? Buy yourself some real beer. Hey, man, me and John have talked about that. He's kind of giving me a walkthrough. I'm so busy with my life. I usually sign into this thing like 15 minutes before a show, and I really need to get with John before a show, like when we have time, and do it. I apologize, man. I do have the setup. I just don't know how to do it. But I guarantee you, next week, John and I are going to make it happen to where you can send me some Stream Elements money, okay? I will set that up. Besides, you're fixing to get some of my artwork soon, Christian. So it'll be okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Right now, I'm just getting a feel for this, guys. I mean, you got to remember, I didn't start this channel in earnest. I've had this channel for a long time. I got a couple of videos, my wrestling videos, that are like 24,000 views. But that's from years ago playing a video game. I didn't start this in earnest till the beginning of April this year. So I don't think I'm doing too bad. I got 233 subscribers, so I'm doing okay. And I'm steadily growing, but it's going to take me some time to figure out the monetization and all that stuff, man. Best thing you guys can do is spread the word, spread the links, comment, like, all that good stuff.
I started my channel December 4th, 2006.
Yeah. I don't know if I've given Knock the bug yet, but he's talking about doing his own show on his own channel, leaning
I don't
towards
have the
football.
internet yet to do that.
Yeah. Well, he's in transition right now. He's fitting to move a little closer to work, so that's why we're not seeing him right now, John. He's not hiding from us. He just his gear's not set up yet. I think he's just using his laptop and that's it.
I'm snacking right now too.
But anyway, let's see. What's David talking about? I'm his stepson. Send it to me. I'll make sure he gets it. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, send David my money. He'll get it to me, no doubt. But anyway,
well, just a quick suggestion: you can put your link to your PayPal Pay Me thing, in your description.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I have it. If you look at
subscribe star in there, I've got that.
Yeah. Put your subscribe star. I've got my PayPal. I got my Cash App. I got my my Amazon wish list. Even
see, I only got PayPal so far, and so I'm gonna have to work on it.
And you're the only donation I've gotten. So.
Hey man, I try to send to my buddies. It's like I'm sitting there. I was on. I think it was That 70s Rock Fans show one time. I was on the show, and I sent him a $5 super chat, and he said, "Joe, you didn't have to do that. You're on the show." I said, "Dude, I'm baiting the tip jar, man. You know, I'm baiting the tip jar. I'm trying to get the avalanche going where people will start doing it, you know." Delhomme says, "Okay, David, you got a deal." Laugh out loud, but he needs to drink my favorite American beer, Old Milwaukee. I am not drinking Old Milwaukee. I don't like beer. The only reason why you see me drinking Coronas on this show is because with a lime and salt, it actually tastes good. If you drink it without that, it's like drinking skunk piss. All right. No, I don't like beer at all.
I can't drink beer.
Really?
I'm allergic to hops.
Oh yeah.
As soon as it hits my stomach, it comes back up. If it doesn't come back up, I'm breaking out. And
tonight I'm sampling something I hadn't made in a long time. I'm an old bartender, and we put in a bar a couple of years ago. It was a Christmas present to ourselves to entertain with, and I made myself a Long Island iced tea tonight to sip on. So that's because I'm out of Coronas. Nice. Rhonda's bringing them home for me. So David also says, no way, not worth it. Laugh out loud. Germany ruined me for beer. Yeah, true. He had a good time in Germany, but after that he ended up going to Iraq. That was no fun for him. But anyway, he's one of the greats though. Dave is a great guy. Knock actually met him online when he was playing DCO with us at one time. Okay. So stay vigilant, pay attention to the Twitter files. Even if you can't read them, stay up on it and stay up on what's going on. And you're going to have to get it from somewhere other than ABC, NBC, and CBS because they're not covering it. Okay. So keep up with that. Let's see. He says best time I'll never remember. About Germany, best time I'll never remember. I hear you, brother. That's me on Johnson Island. My God, I stayed drunk on that place. But anyway, the next one I wanted to get into tonight was Henry Cavill, man. Henry Cavill. Now, if you guys don't know what's going on with this guy,
you mean the Warhammer actor?
Okay. He's now the Warhammer actor. Yes. Now he is. Let me pull up his Instagram real quick. Hang on. I follow him on Instagram, so it'd just take me a second to pull it up. It's been a strange half a year. Well, actually, the last couple of months for him. And look at this. It's making me sign in. Come on, man. Give me a freaking break. Oh. You guys talk amongst yourself for a second.
Yeah, I'm a mixed bag on this one because I did. I honestly, DC movies just have not done it for me. I think my favorite was probably pre-Gun was the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That one actually developed a character and growth in that one and didn't just throw everything at you all at once.
Right.
Kind of deal. And I thought it was a good movie in itself. Mm-hmm. And then the second one went to shit. And then And then they tried to do the first Suicide Squad. I don't know what the hell happened with that one, but the second one that Gunn did was a lot better.
It was pretty good.
From that spawned Peacemaker, which is one of my favorite shows ever now.
I still haven't watched that show. I want to, though. I've heard good things about it.
It's so funny. I just can't. And
it's good except for the last episode.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't have any issues with it, but yeah. So I don't know. So I'm kind of mixed with this. I want to see where Gunn is going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been cool if Henry Cavill was a part of that, because Rock wanted him to be in it too, and all that good stuff. And so but it looks like Gunn wants to go with a younger version of him. So I don't know. So
and the reason, and really, I can't fault Gunn for it. I really can't, because he is pushing 40. Was he 39 years old?
And something like that. But
Gary and them were discussing it today on your show, John. That I think, didn't we establish that Christopher Reeves played it for a decade?
Yeah.
And he was done, right? And that's about where Cavill's at. So, if they're
the only difference is he's only had one solo movie.
True.
That's what we're upset about. He never got another solo movie
the rest of the time. Well, and that's on Warner Brothers, man. Batman versus Superman was supposed to be Man of Steel 2.
Yep.
It was not supposed to be what it was. It morphed into what we ended up getting because they were for
Warner
some
Brothers
reason they felt like they were losing to Marvel, which is dumb. You don't make a decision based on that. You just keep rolling with what you were planning on doing. It makes no sense, man, at all.
Yeah.
But hang on. I have to get my authentication app up. It's hey, this is the world we live in. You have to stay. You have to keep your stuff guarded. It's just all there is to it. Let's see. Well, where is it? Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big proponent. Being a computer security, network security guy. Mm-hmm. I am a big proponent of multi-factor authentication.
Yeah, I hear you. I just wish I didn't have to do it right now. Well, anyway.
Yeah, it gets annoying, but
yeah, it is annoying. I'm just going to pull up friggin' Instagram and get it off of there. I don't need to be signed in for that. Let's see. Henry Cavill Instagram. Because it by all accounts, now I want to start from the beginning with this. Hang on. Let's go to his Instagram and let's take a look at cancel. It's telling me to sign in. Okay. Where is the original video? See all. Okay. Stop. Where is the rest of them? He had. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm an idiot. There it is right there. Okay. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to get this done. I swear to you, I'm going to get it done. Okay. So I got to reshare it. Yeah, shut up. Wake up, knock. I know you're snoring over there. Let's see. Share audio. Okay. This was, let me see. Oh, they're making me sign in. Come on. Are you serious? God almighty. Backup codes. Provided two-factor authentication. Are you kidding me? If you're unable to use backup codes. Oh, good Lord. Are you serious? No. Go away. Go away. Hell with it. Look, basically, this video right here was released whenever he decided he was coming back, and he was saying that, it's going to be great and all this stuff. And then, good Lord. Then he had this release right here, which, God almighty, this thing, go away. I'm so over this. Okay, there it is. Then after Black Adam came out, the decision was made that they had a meeting with him. They had a meeting with Ben Affleck, and first of all, the first video was put out. They had asked him to come back, and James Gunn hadn't been hired yet, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that right? Okay.
Yeah, he hadn't been hunted. They were bringing him back. That was
Right.
all Zaslav and the two people he supposedly put in charge of DC, Warner Brothers DC.
Right.
And they were all in on getting, Cavill his own movie. They wanted, and Zaslav said it was a priority to him that they do Superman.
Yeah.
That's who should be in charge.
Right. And then
and if you want that video, I've got it up if you want to play it.
Okay, sure. Put it up there, man.
Let me share.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Excuse me. Let me present.
Yes, present. Well, this thing has had an update, and all of a sudden I can't get into half of my stuff. I have to sign into it constantly. All right. Let it rip, man. Is it muted? No. There we go.
I wanted to wait until the weekend was over before posting this because I wanted to give you all a chance to watch Black Adam. But now that plenty of you have, I wanted to make it official that I am back as Superman. And the image you see on this post and what you saw in Black Adam are just a very small taste of things to come. So there's a lot to be thankful for, and I'll get to that in time. But I wanted to thank you guys most of all. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your patience. I promise it will be rewarded.
All right, so that was the video he put out. What was the date on that, John?
That was let me bring it back up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing it. I don't even know where to find the date on this.
It should be up at the top of the comments, probably, or in the description. The description is where it's at usually on Instagram.
It says 8 weeks ago.
8 weeks ago? Okay. David says Captain General Cavill. Yeah, he's all hyped because he's a big Warhammer nut, David is. Small Time Republic, what's up, Matt? How you doing? He says Batman versus Superman was a disappointment. Yeah, it has some good things. It was a mixed bag. It had some good things, had some bad things. And then David says he's making fun of me with the damn sign-in thing. NordVPN promo incoming, laughing my ass off. And then he says, for the Emperor. He's all fired up about the 40K series. But what happened after that was you saw him at one interview. I believe he was saying how the only reason why he came back to Superman was because he had been assured that hope was going to be part of the message and stuff like that. So, what are you saying, John? Let's see. Blood for the blood god. Okay. What is that referring to?
Chaos Army.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
It's the corn.
Yeah, here we go.
The god of blood.
The 40K guys are taking over. Look out. What's he saying?
Well, that's not who I play. I just threw that out there because he said for the Emperor. I play Tau, so.
Okay. He says Adaptus Custodus for the win. Nice. Okay. But anyway, he did say in an interview that he was assured that hope was going to be part of the story and it wasn't going to be so dark, and which is what he was looking for, right? And remember, folks, this is a guy, number one, the proof that he's a geek like us and we should be rooting for this dude. Number one, he did miss his Superman audition, didn't he? Because he was playing World of Warcraft. Isn't it?
He was raiding World of Warcraft with his guild
World of Warcraft
when they called him for Superman.
Right. And he just quit The Witcher on Netflix because of differences of opinion creatively, because he wanted to stick to the lore of the books and they weren't going to do that. So, you know, and that was right before we found out he was coming back to Superman, right?
Yep.
So give it about, that was 8 weeks ago. Give it about what, I guess a month. And then James Gunn's hired. And who's the guy that's partnering with James Gunn to run DC? What's his name?
Peter something. So I don't remember his last name, but he's basically the guy that was a big executive producer on like all the like the Nun and that franchise. I can't remember the main. It's got Annabelle in it, and it's got
right.
Yeah, they're all in
I know
the Conjuring.
The
Conjuring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically the executive producer of the whole Conjuring series.
Right. Okay. Well, which are two successful people. I mean, they're good. Really, it's good hands to be in, I would say. And they get together and they decide they're going a different direction, and they call these guys in to talk to them about it. They haven't made it. I think what we've got so far is Cavill's out as Superman because they want to go with a younger Superman, but they've assured us it's not going to be an origin story, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a younger Superman though. And Ben Affleck, I think, is going to be out as Batman, but he's been asked to direct some in this universe, I believe.
Yes, he's asked to be director. They've also said that they want to bring Henry Cavill back for another DC role.
Right.
Something they want him to do something with DC later.
Mm-hmm.
They want Ben Affleck to direct.
You know what they need to do if they really want to show the guy some love? They need to make him Jor-El.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You know, have him be Jor-El in a cameo for the new Superman guy, right?
Yeah.
And
Wonder Woman's gone.
Who's that?
Gal Gadot's gone.
Is that official? I don't know if
I
we've
read
heard
that today
yet.
there was no official word for that yet.
Okay, well, I heard that she
there
was
was a rumor, but there
gone.
was nothing official yet. Like I read that today.
Yeah,
I don't know how far back.
You have to think she is though. If they're going with a younger Justice League, a younger players in this new universe, then why would you bring back Wonder Woman and shit can the rest of them? That doesn't sound right to me.
Aquaman is gone after his movie.
Yeah, but he's going to be back.
He's coming back as Lobo. So Jason Momoa is going to be Lobo now. Which is
perfect. If you guys have never seen the character Lobo, man, he's going to be perfect at that. That is awesome. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Because it's been my argument forever that they're actors. They can play more than one role. I mean, come on, man. You know? But, I heard that. That's awesome.
I'm sure Ezra Miller's gone, especially with all the problems.
Oh, yeah. You know
but they're not saying anything
that thing
because the only reason they said about Jason Momoa is because James Gunn has already pushed Momoa as Lobo.
He wants him as Lobo.
Yeah.
And he'll have a ball with that guy as Lobo.
No doubt. Since the Flash hasn't, that's a perfect property for somebody like James Gunn to mess with.
Yes.
They won't say anything about Ezra Miller because the Flash is coming out this summer. In fact, they moved it up a week.
Really?
They moved the Flash up a week.
Go ahead and release that thing. That's going to be an interesting movie to watch, man. David says King of the Nerds. He also says Shayna Baszler plays Warhammer 2. And he says, that sucks. I loved Gal Gadot. We don't know for sure if she's in or out, but you got to imagine she's going to be. Because if they're rebooting the other characters, then they're going to reboot hers too. And David says, Jason Momoa was made for Lobo, same as Hugh Jackman being made for Wolverine. Well, the only problem with Wolverine people had with him, they accepted him in the role because he was really good, but he's way too tall. Wolverine's supposed to be a 5-foot tall tank. That's what he's supposed to be, man.
I can't.
The only superhero shorter than him is Puck.
Yeah, no doubt.
From Alpha Flight.
What did you say, Knock? I'm sorry.
I can't wait for Deadpool 3.
Yeah, Deadpool 3 is going to be a lot of fun. And I was worried about it because it's in Disney's hands now, but I really, they're not going to go for a PG-13 Deadpool. They can't be. Ryan Reynolds would not go along with that. I can't imagine that.
No, he's already said if they go PG-13, he's gone.
Yeah. So yeah, it should be a fun movie. I'm looking forward to that one. Everything else Marvel, I think we've talked about this before, but I'll restate it. I am looking forward to Quantumania because I want to see what direction that storyline is going to go, because I do like the Ant-Man. As far as the rest of that whole phase, they could dump all of that and I wouldn't give two shits. I really wouldn't.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, but that's going to be, guys, that's Gunn's last one.
Dying, probably.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of people die in that thing.
Yeah, well, that's fine as long as it fits the story.
Right, exactly.
My problem is, there's too much. There's no direction right now.
There isn't.
If there is, I don't understand it.
I predict they're gonna kill Drax, they're gonna kill Nebula, and they're gonna kill Rocket.
Well, they're not gonna do Drax.
Yeah, Rocket's gone. You know that they can't afford Cooper at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna keep. I predict they're gonna keep. They're gonna keep.
Pratt will be the one to stay.
Chris Pratt's gonna stay. Zoe Saldana is probably gone.
Mm-hmm.
Groot's still gonna be there.
Yeah,
and they're gonna do a different. They may bring in Charlie 27. They may bring in Vance Astrovic. They've got other Guardians of the Galaxy they can.
Well, we know Adam Warlock's going to have.
Whatever happened to whatever happened to the Stallone group?
Oh, they're going to be in the new movie. They're listed as in the cast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except I hope they don't bring back Miley Cyrus.
For a Ravager movie or whatever. And I never got to see anything.
Yeah. You know what would be cool is if they did a spinoff that was just the Ravagers. That would be really cool. Yeah, that would be cool. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. David says Ezra turned out to be Reverse Flash all along. Yeah, no doubt. Reverse idiot. Good Lord.
Well, there was even people saying that what's his name, Gaston.
Good evening, Matt.
From WB.
How are you?
Oh yeah, Grant Gustin.
Yeah, that he should take over in the movie.
See, that's okay. We've had this. We've had this discussion over on Pop Culture Minefield. He doesn't have. There's some people that just can't carry a movie, and Grant Gustin, as good as he is on the TV, on the small screen as the Flash, he doesn't have what it takes to carry a feature movie. He's just not. It's not saying he's not that good. He just doesn't have that presence that a feature actor has.
Yeah. Okay. Matt, how are you doing?
Doing good. You guys talking Marvel and DC?
Yeah, we started it with the Henry Cavill discussion and what's going on with him. And since you came in, what are your thoughts on what's going on with Cavill?
I think it's just, I'm going to echo what I've heard others say. It's just a waste of him in terms of, you got 10 years with the guy. Mm-hmm. He was in 3 films, one of which was solo.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not really counting Black Adam as a cameo,
mm-hmm.
but like Das Wolfen said, he only had one movie.
Mm-hmm.
Why there wasn't there should have been 3 Man of Steel movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been saying that forever. That Warner's the dumbest studio on the planet. They have been. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But
and getting back to when I mentioned how Batman versus Superman was a disappointment,
mm-hmm.
There were several things I didn't care for. One of which, to me, I think Jesse Eisenberg's a great actor, but him as Lex Luthor,
that's on the director. It's not on him. He acted the part he was told to play. That's not on him because Jesse Eisenberg is a good actor. Yeah,
he played Jesse Eisenberg. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Lex
slash the Joker.
Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor.
Right?
Yeah.
That and the whole, I wasn't a fan of the whole, my mother's name is Martha. Your mother's name is Martha. Why'd you say that name?
Why'd you say that name?
Yeah.
Well, it had some good things in it. First of all, I challenge anybody to find a better Batman fight scene than him going after Martha Kent.
Oh yeah, movie. that was like
straight up
Arkham
Batman
Asylum.
Taking an army out. It was freaking awesome. But and I did like this is what I tell people about that movie all the time. It's a it's a Superman movie from Batman's perspective.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it's just basically it's a Batman movie. It's not really a Superman movie, you know.
Well, when they announced it, I got really excited because I was expecting Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns.
Me too. That's exactly what the first thing I
'Cause
imagined. Yeah.
That's my favorite Batman comic of all time.
Mm-hmm. And it's a good one, but that's something you wrap up a franchise with, though, because if you remember in that book, he's in his 50s, and and they fake
same
his
age as
death.
same
really,
age as
you know? Yeah,
same age
So.
as Ben Affleck is. So that's why I was thinking, okay, we've got an older Batman.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Superman doesn't really age, so
It felt like it during the fight, but as far as the story went, no, not so much. David says, let's see. Yes, Grant Gustin. Yeah, he's good on TV. I'm with John, though. I don't think he could carry it on the big screen. And let's see. David, respectfully disagree, but I respect your opinion. Yes, sir. But
the other thing is, I wish they would have. I think Gal Gadot's fine as Wonder Woman, but there's an actress named Alexandra Daddario. She was in True Detective. She was in the Baywatch movie, I believe.
Okay.
I think
got
she
those
would
eyes.
be the perfect Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
got
I heard
all
what
those
John
really
just
blue
said.
eyes. She's got those really blue eyes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and you could dye her hair black. I mean, you know.
Well, this is what happened with Cavill after James Gunn and I keep forgetting the other guy's name. What's the other guy's name, John?
Peter something. I'll look it up for you while you.
He's behind the Conjuring series. Anyway, both two successful guys, and their 10-year plan. They have a plan, folks. They actually
Peter Safran.
Peter Safran. That's it. They actually have a plan. It's a 10-year, decade-long plan. And they called in Cavill and let him know that he was not going to be playing Superman. And this is the statement. I'll just read it off of Instagram last week. I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but we must remember Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. And little did we know, onwards and upwards was a really cool thing to say, because the very next day after he posted this, we got word that he is going to be starring in an Amazon series of 40K, Warhammer.
He's not
40K.
just starring, he's producing.
That's right. His girlfriend's got the rights to it or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
his girlfriend went out and got him the rights.
Wow.
Because he's such a big Warhammer fan. Got him the movie rights and the TV rights, and he's doing a show.
Yeah.
Based on 40K.
You know, part of me is wondering, like, did he like get a phone call while he was online rating and was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be in it anymore." Oh, okay. And then he just kind of like wrote some, he typed up some stuff, whatnot, and he's like, okay, all right. Just like when he got the news of Superman, he was rating, and he was like, oh, okay, all right. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Whatever. Yeah.
Somebody said it earlier. Was it David said King of the Nerds.
King of the Nerds. Yeah, that's him. Yep. I mean, everything I've seen to this point tells me this guy is, I won't say high character, but he's just a regular guy like us.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a fan, and he gives a shit about the properties, man. And
he's
he
got
apparently.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I don't
Matt.
play
I'm
for
sorry.
that team, but if I did, Henry Cavill would be on my list. I'm just saying.
I hear you.
Yep.
What were you saying, Matt? I'm sorry.
He's got class.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
definitely a class act. And I hope. I know nothing about 40K. I know there's a lot of fans of it out there. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either.
yeah, but I love listening to the guys talk about it though, because they love it, man. The guys that are into it, they're all about it. And hopefully, with him being involved in it and his girlfriend being involved in it, it'll be able to be made in the direction he wants it to go. It won't be, part of this woke message type thing. It'll stick to the lore, and I'm sure they'll do it that way.
The only problem is the same person responsible for that $1 billion show. Sorry, I still won't say it.
I know you won't say it. I'll say it. Rings of Power. Yeah.
Is going to be, still there working on this.
Right. But here's the thing. They're producing it, so maybe they're selling it to Amazon. And if Amazon doesn't want it, they can shop it to somebody else. Who knows?
The other thing that you had mentioned is that Henry wanted to do something about hope or whatever with Superman.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of older folks want that to happen. But I got to tell you, I want dark. I want the dark. I want Death of Superman. I want all that. I don't want, hope and all that stuff. I want the bad guy to win for one. I think in DC, this isn't Marvel. This is DC. I want the bad guy to win every once in a while.
And look, my brother's on the same page with you. He likes the dark slant that DC had been on. He liked the Snyderverse. He liked it a lot, man. He loves friggin' Batman versus Superman. He acknowledges the fact that it's not comic book accurate, but
I'm not a comic book guy, so I don't care about all that.
Yeah, that's one thing you got to know about Knock, guys. He's never read a comic book in his life. All he knows is the stuff that he's being presented on the screen.
I've read a good amount of Star Wars comic books, but that's pretty much it.
I haven't even done Star Wars comic books. I don't consider them lore. I know a lot of them.
He's read books, but not the comic books.
Yeah, most of the comics aren't even lore. Not really.
David says, I can get dark in the real world. Yeah, I know you can, buddy. But that's every war veteran. Thank you for your service, brother. Anyway, I've read comic books. I was never into DC. Everything I've learned about DC was playing that game with Knock, DC Universe. And to their credit, they're pretty lore accurate with their DLCs that they produce for that game. And so he and I have learned a lot about the DC Universe. And I enjoyed the Snyderverse stuff. Although there was some things the biggest thing I took issue with was Batman killing everybody in Batman versus Superman. All those people,
those people are dead.
Wholesale. Yeah, he was killing those people wholesale, and Batman doesn't do that. Yeah, I understand what they were trying to do there. I understand they were trying to present a dark, excuse me, a dark night that needed to be reined in, and the death of Superman made him see the light. I understand all that, but I'm sorry. That's one thing that's comic book canon and needs to be canon in all the movies is he doesn't kill people.
They did that because of Arkham Asylum games. That fight is straight out of Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just need to have a disclaimer. Stop Asian hate, and we are not affiliated with Zack Snyder. So just want to put that out there.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. No,
that was
he's joking.
A reference to what Zack Snyder said on a Geeks and Gamers stream.
Yes, yes. It was. Oh my God, he did a charity thing with Geeks and Gamers, and he got a bunch of shit from the studio for doing it with him because they think that Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, the right wing white supremacist that's ever walked the earth.
He even agreed not to be on it, and they did it on the Chase channel.
Yeah. And then he totally turned around and threw him under the bus, basically, after they had put together all this money for charity. And to his credit, Jeremy didn't go after him for it because he just wanted to give the charity the money. He just, he said, fine, bad press as good as any press. It did good stuff for his channel. So, but it really made Snyder look bad in circles on the internet for sure. But Snyderverse I had no problem with. I definitely I would rather have if you made me choose between Justice League Whedon style and Justice League Zack Snyder style. Let me cut about an hour out of the 4 hours we got, and I'll take that. You know, you could get rid of some of the slow motion footage. It just felt like it carried a whole lot more weight the way he was presenting it. It's the same story, but the ending's better. Oh my God, the ending of that one is so much better. You know?
Yeah, I watched that whole thing in one sitting.
Did you? Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I didn't sit there and you know, what was it? It was broken into 6 chapters, wasn't it?
I had to watch the old
4.
It was
old
4.
stuff first.
Was it 4 chapters?
Yeah, each one's an hour long.
Okay. All right. Well, I miscounted then. I thought it was 6 chapters. But anyway, like for instance, there's a couple of scenes that are exactly the same events happen. Like whenever Steppenwolf goes to get the fucking cube on Themyscira. Okay? Yeah. Watch the scene in the Josh Whedon one and then watch the one in the Snyderverse. Wow. It looks like the planet's on the line in the one in the Snyderverse. You know what I mean? It looks like there's so much more.
And it wasn't Steppenwolf that went in it in the Snyderverse. It was Darkseid.
Well, Steppenwolf went after the cubes, though. But I know.
I thought during the Snyder cut they replaced Steppenwolf with
no. He's doing the bidding of Darkseid, but we actually see Darkseid a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking it.
Yeah. I'm more familiar with the Marvel movies than the DC movies, but wasn't Josh Whedon? Wasn't he under a time crunch for having to step in for Zack Snyder? That's what I've always heard.
That's what's always been said. That they just used Zack Snyder's daughter's death as an excuse, basically, to take it out of his hands because they were receiving so much backlash because of the darkness, the thing that Knock likes about Batman versus Superman. They got a lot of backlash from the DC fans about it. And so they wanted to lighten it up, and they brought in Whedon, and we know he can lighten up anything. I mean, you know, and to his credit, Whedon's done some good stuff. I'm a Firefly fan, so, you know, I enjoyed that show. I enjoyed the first Avengers movie, and that's all him, man. I mean, I still think it's the best Avengers movie, you know.
I like Angel.
Angel was good. Let's see. And
whenever he did Buffy, he was young. I mean, he was
punching Yahtzees is still a patriotic act. David said.
I would like to add commies to that too.
Yeah, commies too. Yeah. Definitely want to punch them. And he says, "Oh, that's low class." Yeah, that's what they did to him. That's why we got the movie we got, Dave. And if you haven't sat down and watched Zack Snyder's Justice League, you need to watch it, Dave. It's a totally different thing. And
block out an afternoon
for you. Block out an afternoon because it's 4 hours long, man. But it's good. I think he could have trimmed it down to 3 myself, but yeah, it's good stuff, and it's a much better movie. I'd rather be punched, David says. I'd rather not be punched. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, Cavill's out, and I hate it for him, but I understand it, you know?
Yeah.
And it sure sounds like, when I first heard the news, I was like, God, is Warner Brothers ever going to stop kicking their own nuts? I mean, what is wrong with this movie company, man? This guy is box office gold. He is the most popular actor not making movies today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. This guy should have been in 3 Superman movies already, like Matt said, and I've said it several times too. I mean,
he should be James Bond.
Yeah, he should be James Bond. Yeah. He can do it. John, you can look sideways all you want. He could do it in 2 seconds.
Several years ago, I would have said yes. But since he's pushing 40, they're looking for somebody younger, and especially given what Barbara Broccoli and her partner said, that they want direction they want to take James Bond, and that's to be a more.
I thought it was going to be a woman now.
Well, No, they can't do that.
If
They
that
know
happens,
they
nobody will
can't do that.
go,
Well,
man.
There was some belief that the woman that was in the most recent Bond movie was going to take over the mantle of 007, but there was a lot of backlash, whenever those rumors got started. So I think that's made the people that that run the Bond franchise hesitant to go in that direction.
Hesitant,
And
my
that's probably
ass
why she gave.
woke 'em up.
That's why she gave Bond back the 007. Said you told him he could have it.
They changed that whole part of that story. It was kind of a joke, running joke in the movie, if you remember, if you've seen it.
Yeah, but they want a Bond that has that reflects modern sensibilities.
Whatever. We already got the modern sensibilities.
Wow, that's
beta Bond, and it was Daniel Craig, man. His entire run was beta Bond. I mean, come on, man.
May I have your consent to talk to you, my lady?
Right? What? And
Can you sign this form before we have cocktails?
Whatever.
My only issue with
so
Daniel Craig,
Mr. Bond,
was that to me Daniel Craig looked more like a Bond villain than Bond. He looked like a street thug.
Yeah,
more so than
Yep. Let's see. David says, "I'd rather not be punched. I'm a communist, just not a dictatorial communist. Think Star Trek communism, not Stalin."
So you're a socialist,
I got you, brother. You're a socialist.
You're a socialist.
Yes. But I hate to tell you, buddy, socialism always leads to communism.
To communism.
It always does. At least historically. I understand the ideal, buddy. I do understand that.
If he's a 1960s communist, that makes him a 2022 mainstream Republican. So that's just,
True.
The Overton window shift there. Yeah.
And let's see. He also says, which still
that's a 180 Overton shift.
Diplomacy. Yes. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, when it comes, bottom line on Henry Cavill, I thought he was a fantastic Superman. The little bit we got to see of him as Superman, I really did. I thought he was great. I don't know how you guys feel about Man of Steel, but I enjoyed that movie. I know it's not Superman accurate, but my favorite scene in that movie is the part where he's talking to the program of his dad on that spaceship, and Lois is in the escape pod and it's coming apart, and he says, it tells him to look, and he looks down and sees Lois, and he's all concerned for her, and he looks at him and goes, "You could save her, Cal. You could save all of them." And I was like, man, he just released the hounds, man. That's awesome. I thought it was great. The only part about that movie I thought was really dumb was how his earthly father died. I thought that was dumb as shit. I was like, man, he could have moved so fast nobody had even seen him, and just put that guy in another town, Yeah.
I
mean, come on.
Tornado threw him the other way,
Whatever. Yeah,
well,
come on.
The main thing, if you're going to write for Superman,
unblow the damn thing.
Unblow the damn thing, right? Snuff it out real quick. Just suck it up.
If you're going to write for Superman, it's sort of like writing for Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
You've got to come up with something that can trip them up. Some hazard that's plausible. Yes. Right. And it can't always be kryptonite, or with Luke, it can't always be, a Sith or whatever. But and to me, that can be very challenging from a creative standpoint.
Yep.
To figure out something that can limit them other than themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's for sure. Okay, so I think go ahead.
If we're going to switch topics,
sure.
I've got one.
Go.
We lost Franco Harris today.
Yeah, I know. Saw that.
On the weekend of the anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. 2 days.
Retire his jersey.
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday they're retiring his jersey. And
during the game, right? Yeah.
They're halftime, yeah.
Don't you guys forget, we're on at 10 o'clock in the morning Saturday.
Yep.
Not Sunday. Right. Don't forget, we're doing it Saturday morning.
You're doing it Saturday?
We're doing it Saturday because
the games are on Saturday. So.
The games are all on Saturday. There's only 4 on Christmas Day.
3.
So there's
I'll
only
be able
3?
to watch it live.
Yeah, there's a 1, a 4, and an 8, something like that.
Okay. Well, yeah, their big slate is on Saturday. It's on Christmas Eve, John. So we decided that last week that we're going to do it that way. But yeah, Franco Harris, he was, I think the 2 players that were the most instrumental in those Super Bowls And I mean, you can say Terry Bradshaw, you can say John Stallworth and Lynn Swan, but it all started with Joe Green and Franco Harris. I mean, Terry Bradshaw's main job, the reason why Terry Bradshaw is not considered one of the greatest quarterbacks ever is because mainly his job 75% of the time was to hand it to Franco Harris.
Yeah.
They played what my man Matt likes to call old man football. They pounded you until you couldn't take it anymore. And then that big-armed dude from Louisiana Tech just uncorked a 50-yarder to one of those great wide receivers he had. His job was to throw it long, you know.
When I was a little kid, I was a big Steelers fan.
What?
So, when I was little, I was a Steelers fan, and then I went to I was watching college football and was big in Notre Dame, and followed Joe Montana to San Francisco, and I was a San Francisco fan until I haven't always been a Chiefs fan. But when Joe Montana went to the Chiefs, I was a Chiefs fan, and I stayed.
And you stayed there. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know, Joe, you mentioned Terry Bradshaw from Louisiana Tech. You mean the guy that beat out Phil Robertson?
Yes, sir.
Quarterback?
That's him.
Of Duck Dynasty? Yes.
That's
him.
him.
I thought that was kind of an odd.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know that, it is true. Both of them played at LA Tech at the same time. We have right here in Shreveport, we've got 3132, that road. It's a loop around Shreveport, and it is called the Terry Bradshaw Passway. He went to school here. I can't remember what school he played for. I want to say he was a Southwood Cowboy, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. But he did play a high school ball here in Shreveport and went to LA Tech. He stayed right here through college and ended up playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers up there where it's cold. But Franco was a beast, man. That guy, I hated him as a kid because I was a Dallas Cowboys fan back then in the early 70s, and we lost 2 Super Bowls to those guys. You know, I mean, really, they're the team that kept Dallas from being the team of the decade back then. You know, and they played against each other all the time.
That was one of the greatest rivalries in football. Was
the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas
Cowboys.
You know it, man, big time. You had the doomsday defense of the Cowboys trying to stop Franco Harris and Terry Bradshaw. Yeah, amazing games. They always came down to the wire too. It was pretty good stuff. But God bless him. He had a long life. How old was he? He was
72.
72. Yeah. Well, you know, when you take the kind of pounding running backs take, he had a long life. you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now, I've always heard that at the time, whenever the Immaculate Reception happened, that technically should have been an incompletion.
It should have been an incompletion. That was against the rules.
At the time there was some sort of about double touching or there was some rule about that.
Rules.
Mm-hmm. There was some kind of rule. He's right. When it bounced off that guy's helmet, it should have been dead right then.
Yep.
And of course, we know in today's game, it can hit everything on the field and stay up, and somebody can catch it.
Bounce off a ref and
bounce off a ref and catch it. They're considered part of the field, right? So
actually, if it hits a ref, it's down because they're actually part of the. They're part of the. They're considered part of the field.
Yeah.
So that would be like hitting the ground with it.
Yeah. But
I've never actually seen anybody hit a ref with a pass. I think it'd be kind of funny.
I saw it in the replacements.
Well, yeah.
It was a replacement, or was it longest yard? One of those two.
Okay.
Either one would have been plausible.
What is it? I'm sorry, I was reading something. What'd you say, Knock?
Oh, the hitting a ref with the ball.
Oh yeah. Okay.
In longest yard, where they throw it at his nuts for when they're cheating or whatever.
Oh, that was a player did that too. Yeah, they let the middle linebacker come straight up the middle at him, and he nailed him right in the nuts.
Okay, I'm thinking of some movie. It's the one with maybe it was.
You're right. It could be the replacements. I think they did fuck with a referee in that movie.
Definitely one of them.
Yeah. There's been so many football movies. I can't remember, man.
The cheerleader in the replacements, underrated.
The cheerleaders in their replacements are badass. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
especially, and the hottest one isn't the stripper. It's the bartender from the
Yeah, well, like the
club.
lead cheerleader. Like I don't remember seeing her in hardly anything else, but
Me either.
she was
And she's a babe.
great. Yeah.
I don't. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look her up after. Now that you mentioned that, I'm gonna have to look her up after the show and see what the hell happened to
No,
her.
you're
man.
busy. I'll look it up.
Go ahead, man. Go for it. You're off camera. You can do that all day.
Knuckles gonna look it up no matter what.
Well, since we're on movies,
Yeah, right.
we'll go ahead and transition to my last subject I had to come in with tonight, and that's the fact that I'm not going to see Avatar. And I was going to give you my reasons for it. Has anybody seen it?
No.
Have not yet.
No, you have.
I saw it yesterday.
Give us a spoiler-free review, real quick, of Avatar.
It's pretty, but I'm tired of the theme of the Western culture taking over the indigenous people.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that whole thing. And yes, it happened. I understand, but can we just let it go? It's been hundreds of years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's real big anti-colonialism and everything. But it's a pretty movie. That's the best I can say. Other than that, it's meh, but it's a pretty movie.
Yeah. 3 hours of meh is something I'm just not interested in.
They're making 3 more of them.
Yeah.
Coming out in 2024, 26, and 28.
Yeah.
And I think we need, at least one of them, we need to have the villains be xenomorphs from Alien.
Right? Have an invasion by a xenomorph. Yeah. Oof.
That spiced things up.
Yeah,
Well,
that would.
I thought they were only doing 2 more.
No,
I thought it was
3.
3.
It's 3 more.
I was
I
thinking
thought that
2.
was 4
Well,
Total of 5 movies by the time he's done.
wow.
He may not direct the last one. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I know one of the next one's either going to be Fire or Earth, and the last one's going to be the one that didn't, because he's already done air and he's already done
3,
water.
4, and 5.
And he's got to do Fire and Earth, and he'll have Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep.
Well,
There you go. Avatar:
Oh,
The Last
I was
Airbender.
hoping for
Boom.
Captain Planet, but okay.
Or
Captain
yeah.
Planet. Oh man, get out of town.
So it's Brooke Langton. Just a quick
Okay.
go back. Looks like she's been in a bunch of things, but just like as like an episode, bunch of shows and
TV shows.
Friday Night Lights was one show she did.
Okay.
In 2007, 2008. I think I remember her in that one.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like just random. One episode of Bones, one episode of Supernatural.
She's a gorgeous girl. You got a picture of her?
The Last Ship. She was in that one.
The Last Ship. I heard good things about that.
I love that show.
Dallas
That was a
loves
good
that
show.
show.
Yeah, hang on. Let me.
Okay.
I'm working with one screen.
My buddy Dallas loves The Last Ship. He said that was a great show. Isn't that there's some kind of
it's a virus breaks out.
virus, right?
Yeah.
And they're on a Navy ship that just kind
It's
of
post-apocalyptic done right.
Oh, you're not ready yet. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, that girl is gorgeous, man. My gosh.
This is where we know her as.
Yeah, we know her as that chick right there. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. She's a
Smart
pretty girl.
move going to IMDb as opposed to Google, because you never know what you might stumble upon.
No, Puss in Boots.
She's in Puss in Boots?
No, it's just they put when you're looking at their pictures, they throw up ads in between.
Is it? Oh, it was an ad.
Yeah.
I thought it might, well, I don't know. I thought she might have been a voice in it.
Yeah, when you're going through, yeah, she's gorgeous. Yeah.
I don't recognize
girl-
her though. Not really.
The
Except for
girl is absolutely gorgeous.
there's
Yeah,
some
I've
good
seen
pictures.
that blonde-haired picture with the choker before. Yeah, girl's a babe. Yeah, no doubt about it. But anyway, yeah, the Replacements. That, you know what? I've always loved that particular movie because I've always thought that the football footage in it looked the realest to me out of any football movie I've ever seen. That when they're actually playing on the field, it looks like professional football players playing football. Where a lot of these other ones
The
don't.
Replacements playing football.
Yeah, the Replacements playing football, not the pros, the Replacements. Yeah, the walk-ons. Yeah.
The Scabs.
The Scabs. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that they kind of showed that, like whenever they turned Homeboy's car over, about crossing the line and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
maybe the Replacements is a Point Break sequel, and we just don't realize it.
maybe we don't.
You know, 'cause
Maybe
Keanu Reeves was a college
Johnny
quarterback.
Utah.
I don't think I ever watched Point Break all the way through.
dude, give me a break. Are you serious?
I don't know. I just
Oh,
early or late 80s
It's a guy movie.
action
It's
movies.
good.
I don't know. Only so much I can
It's
take.
just no. There's certain stuff not just doesn't get into, man.
It takes Keanu Reeves a while to say FBI. He says FBI.
I like Speed. Speed was a good one.
Yeah, Speed was
Sandra
great.
Bullock.
If you like Speed, you'll like
young Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, young Sandra Bullock was a babe too. Yes, she was. She still is a babe, as far as I'm concerned. Of
I
course.
just watched Bullet Train.
Was that any good?
It's. I think it's worth a watch. Brad Pitt's pretty funny in it. He's just
Check your brain at the door, though, right? That's what
Yeah.
it looks like to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on a
in any
streaming
of the,
service right now, isn't it? Is
It's
it
on.
Netflix.
It's a Netflix movie.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Of the at least the trailer I saw, she was not in it. So I guess they were trying to have her as like, a surprise whenever you saw her in it, or at least the initial trailers didn't have her.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah, as far as Avatar goes, I do plan on. I saw the first one, and I do plan on seeing the one that's currently in theaters. Just, I figured you spend that much money on it, it's got to be.
If I would have saw it, I should have went today. Like because I'm off the rest of this week, but tomorrow and Friday look like real crap weather, so I'm not going to be going out. So if I was going to watch it, I should have did it today. Maybe there's a chance of it on Saturday that I might go see it, but I honestly I don't know. I might just.
I went on
$5
like, Tuesday. That'll tell you
that's
something
the
right
day.
there.
That's what I used to do.
here
I used
from
to
me
do when I
too.
had Tuesdays off way back when. That's what I used to do for sure. But I will always prefer.
Well, here's the
but
deal.
It doesn't add anything new. That's the problem, because the first Avatar, it was real big, it had it really pushed the 3D envelope. This one doesn't. There's
and I saw a picture where they were like comparing the two, like the CGI. Guys, the CGI obviously looks so much better than it did 10 years ago. It's like,
well,
no,
duh.
not really.
Does it?
I mean,
Does
it's
it
a little
really?
bit. It's a little darker on the faces and a little more, detail. But I mean, come on.
It's a little better, but it is pretty.
But you're not going to be looking at them straight in the face all the time to see those differences.
Yeah. And here's the deal. The first one I went and saw in the theater, and it was forgettable. It was really neat looking at the time. Yeah, it's visually stunning. Yeah, it's great. But you know what? Every movie that comes out now has got those kind of effects. He broke ground, and now everybody's using it.
Yeah, I think now it's a shocker when people don't use CGI.
Right? Now it's impressive when they use practical effects now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive.
One thing
somebody pointed out that Avatar is now an animated movie.
Yes,
that's
it's not.
Movies are now.
It's fully animated. I think even they've got human actors in it, but they're all in CG environments.
Yeah, with bloobs.
Yep,
got side bloobs. What's up? What were you going to say, Matt? You were about to say something.
I was just going to say, not to knock the guy, but I feel like Sam Worthington probably has more charisma and more detailed expressions as a blue avatar than as Sam Worthington.
That's quite possible.
Yeah. To me, he's just forgettable as an actor.
Yeah.
Like he was in one of the Terminator movies, and I forgot he was in it.
They did an interview with him and Zoe, and he was like, she was like, "You've been in 21 movies, and she's been in 22 movies, and like, what movies have he been in? I don't even know."
He was in Terminator Salvation. He was the serial killer.
He was in Clash of the Titans. I don't know if he was in the sequel.
I remember. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was
you're right.
Right after Avatar, so he was kind of big at the time, but since then,
I'd like to forget that they remade Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The original stop motion movie is one of my wife's favorite movies. She loves that movie.
You can't go wrong with Ray Harryhausen stuff.
No, the guy's awesome. But yeah, I'm just not planning on seeing it because, first of all, it's 3 hours long, which I have no problem with long shows. I really don't, but it's got to be one of those shows where it doesn't feel like it's 2 hours or 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be one of those.
Also, Joe, it's Fox, which is owned by Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you don't like ESPN, so just
no, I'm not. I'm not down with that. You know that. It's just the Communist News Network. I'm not into, man. I'm just not. And well, I've told you this before, and Usually it comes up on the sports show, but I'll tell you guys now why I call ESPN the Communist Sports Network. It's because they're not as interested anymore as telling you the stories of the athletes and what's going on in their lives and what the stories are for the games. They're more interested in point spreads. What is the fella's name? The bald one that's got a logo that looks like his head with a headset on that does the night
Van
show
Pelt?
after the games.
Yeah, Scott Van
Oh,
Pelt.
I don't know.
Scott Van Pelt. That's it. He's got I stopped watching it when I saw he had an entire segment called Bad Beats.
Yeah.
Where he is calling out teams for scoring and messing up point spreads. I'm like, okay, you guys can keep this, just, tell me what's going on. You know what I mean? Now, you know what I watch now? I watch NFL Network, which some of that's hard to swallow sometimes too, because there's only so much of Michael Irvin I can take.
Yeah.
He's very biased. It's all about the Cowboys with him.
Has he ever picked the Cowboys to lose?
I don't think he has. And, he's all about, he's just ate up with it. I like guys like Kurt Warner that will call anybody out on their stuff. I like him. And I love Mariucci. I love him. You want to talk about somebody that's not black pilled? It's Mariucci. That guy's nothing but a positive force.
I think for me, I think especially with sports radio that I listen to, or at least my local one.
Yeah.
And what I see a lot more now is just I'm getting so tired of hearing about DraftKings.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of hearing about parlors or parlays or whatever. It's become so ingrained in these shows now. And I'm not a gambler myself, but I could become one.
What,
I
MGM?
just have that feeling about myself, like self-awareness, that if I downloaded that app, I would get way into it.
Yeah, I've seen you play. I've seen you play Madden. Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things where I feel like, so I try to stay away from that stuff. But then I'm just constantly hearing it. It's just always, especially one of the morning shows on my way to work. They're just on it. That's all they're discussing. It's just
now. I'm not bashing sports betting. Okay. If you do it and you do it responsibly and you're having fun with it, go for it. But when I'm watching a sports show, I don't want to hear it constantly.
Yeah, I don't want to have every commercial be DraftKings. I don't want to have do this, and they always do that sucker thing where they're like, join with $5, and we'll give you an extra $100 to in your first bet safe, and like all this crap, and it's all just hooks. They're just trying to hook you.
Yeah.
It's becoming too ingrained in football, especially.
I dumped ESPN back when they were doing the BLM stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. They were part of the woke network.
Yeah,
no doubt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not principled enough to give up on ESPN. I don't care about it one way or the other. I use it to watch football, so that's all I care about.
Yeah, well, they do have it, and really what he's talking about is the college game, because they do have the biggest slate of college games. They do.
Yeah.
And if you're into college football, you have to watch ESPN. That's just all there's to it.
And they're now going with the new TV deal. They're now going to have their premier SEC games as opposed to CBS.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's either it's either this fall or the next fall, but it might be this fall. This in 2023.
Wow, man. Well, I just hope ESPN. EA Sports doesn't mess up the friggin' college football game.
I can't wait for that one. It's coming right before the 12 playoff team. I can't wait to be like Western Michigan Broncos and work my way up.
Yeah.
And actually be able to make it.
I can't wait to create the Bossier Parish Community College.
That was always my favorite
Cavaliers, bro. Playing in a high school stadium and dominating.
Yeah.
Take Mizzou to number one.
Knock, you've already got the Western Michigan logo up as your avatar. So.
Right. Well, yeah. Every team, Boise State, all the Broncos.
He's all about the
Broncos,
play man. He's all about the Broncos.
I only learned about Western Michigan because they had a Broncos as their mascot. So I always root for them. They didn't do that well this year, but I rooted for them when I watched them play.
Yeah.
Western Michigan, coached by my little league teammate. So
yes, sir. You brought that up
Cool.
this weekend. Yep. Yeah, John, you're gonna have to watch the show Saturday. We're gonna have a good time, man.
Oh, man.
Knock will fill us in on all the bowl games so far because they've started already. They started on the 15th. Is that right? Knock 16th, something like that. We were watching one sitting down to dinner last night up at
the Sun Tiger Bowl, and was it Sun Tiger?
There was some Idaho Potato Bowl or some shit I saw last night.
That's a later bowl.
The Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger Bowl.
Yeah. He'll have a breakdown of that stuff. We usually do that for about the first 15 minutes or so, and then we get into the breakdown of the games.
Matt, you might want to check this out too, because I want to bring it up for the show, the ESPN playoff machine. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but you input all the I'm going to do my picks on it for this week, and then we can do some scenarios of who can who gets one seed the last 3 weeks. You kind of play out some scenarios. There's scenarios where Green Bay makes it, still and stuff like that.
Boy, they're that's an uphill climb for them.
Yeah, no, they need a lot of help.
They got to win out, and they need a lot of help.
And they got 3 tough games.
Yeah, they do. They're
not even if others lose.
Who do they have this weekend? Is it
Miami?
Yeah, at Miami.
In Florida.
Tannehill might be out for the season.
Yep.
Which is what you want. Right? You want to see
I want to see
Malik Willis, right?
Absolutely. I don't know if he's ready yet. I just want to see him.
Well, didn't we have a discussion not this last weekend that we weren't going to see him because they were still in the hunt. It was going to take an injury. We talked about this.
Yeah, and now his foot's messed up.
And now all of a sudden it's happened.
He got injured and he got it heavily wrapped and played out the rest of the game, but he's hurt.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see Willis the rest of the way.
We'll see.
Maybe a little RPO.
But anyway, we'll talk about that. This has all been a plug for the pregame party on Saturday. We got about 20 minutes left. Let's go around the table and talk some Christmas movies, man. What's your favorite Christmas movie? Start with John.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah, see, he mentions mine right off the bat. That's it. Die Hard. Yeah, hell yeah. I watch it every year. I do.
It's not Christmas for me until Hans Gruber falls off the Nakatomi Plaza.
I've got a meme that I put out every year that says that. It's a picture of him falling right after he pops the Rolex, right? Yep, no doubt. Matt, what do you got?
I would have to say Christmas Vacation. I mean, there's not any one movie that's just far and away that I just absolutely have to watch every Christmas.
Right.
But I've probably seen Christmas Vacation more than any other movie
Chevy
this time of year.
Chase in his prime. Yeah, that guy's funny. The whole thing with the lights is hilarious, man.
Yeah, there's just a lot of good parts with it.
Yep.
I mean, there's all kind of little things that Cousin Eddie does that you don't pick up on every viewing, and
you got to watch that movie a couple of times.
Yeah. Let's just say there's a scene in Walmart where they're getting dog food, and somebody else pointed this out to me. I missed it the first several times I watched it, but apparently Cousin Eddie's pants are a little bit too tight in that scene on purpose, and
oh no,
they were getting Old Roy dog food, and you can see Eddie's Old Roy, or at least the impression of it. I mean, even John Campea couldn't miss it.
Wow.
I'll have to go back
there's all kinds of stuff like
that
you don't pick up, with every viewing.
Right.
I like movies like that have little hidden things.
Yeah. Very cool. Let's see. David says, I'm back and I'm not driving. Laugh out loud. Favorite Christmas movie, Nightmare Before Christmas. Also, my favorite Halloween movie. Yeah. That
double duty.
Him and his sister. My daughter, Amanda, she loves that movie, man. Jack is her hero. She loves that show, man. And Tim Burton, I think I enjoy most of what he does. Sometimes he gets a little self-indulgent, but boy, I enjoyed Wednesday. Wednesday was a great show, man. That was a lot of fun.
I still haven't watched it.
Oh, you need to.
I'm going to when I get some time, but holidays and college.
Oh, we already did that show. Don't worry. We're not going to spoil it for you. It was good stuff.
And just to promote another stream, Friday night, Freeze Peach Gaming will be doing a stream on Nightmare Before Christmas. He and his co-host
Free Speech Gaming. Okay.
Yep,
all right. Hang on.
I like the name.
The channel that it's going to be on a secondary channel called Blast from the Past Reviews.
Blast from the Past Reviews.
Yeah,
Okay,
but,
hang on a
he's,
second.
He's on Twitter as
search him out real quick.
Freeze Peach Gaming, as in a frozen.
Yeah, Freeze Peach. I follow his main channel. What'd you say the secondary channel is?
Speech.
No,
yeah,
Freeze
it's
Peach.
It's a
it's a take on it.
Yeah.
It's Freeze
but Blast from the Past Reviews.
Blast from the Past Reviews.
It's a sort of his secondary channel that he's been using for various things. It started out as a channel where he had some Lord of the Rings stuff, and he's been doing some other stuff on it lately.
Let's see. Channel.
So I think my pick would be I did a couple.
Does it? Hang on, just a second.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and share the screen.
I'll send it to you.
Hang on. Is it that one right there on top? The one with the multicolored rainbow bee
that's
there?
it. That's it.
Okay. All right. And I'll get that link and put it in there. Look, they're making me sign in again.
They don't like you, Joe.
They don't like me today for some reason. There was an update and it's making me do stuff. Put it in the private chat. Put a link in the private chat for me.
All right.
And I'll put it in the main one. Okay. So, Knock. Christmas movie, man.
I haven't watched the last couple of years, but normally, especially growing up, the one mainstay was always A Christmas Story.
Really?
You know,
okay.
You'll shoot your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out.
And I still gotta watch that show that they do. That they started a new show with him in it.
Did they?
I'd say one of the biggest ones I like watching is Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
Yeah, they did a new one called A Christmas Story Christmas, where he's older now.
He just showed up. I was about to say hi to him. What's going on?
I want to watch that. I haven't watched that, so I'll have to watch that. I'm off the rest of this week, so I'll definitely be watching that.
If you can't tell, I just woke up from a nap, so
I can't believe
I was like,
I'm
Dynamite,
waiting for your voice
man.
to get a little deeper, so I can caress my eardrums. But
no, when I'm late if I can't watch it live, I got to wait at least 30 minutes to watch it the other way I watch it. So I literally just rolled out of bed and was scrolling through my Twitter, and I was like, well, I'll say hi.
That link I just dropped in there, guys, that is for a Blast from the Past Reviews. They're going to be doing The Nightmare Before Christmas on Friday. Did you say that?
Yeah,
Matt?
Friday night, usually around, I believe it's around 7 Central, but it could vary, maybe 7:30.
All right, well, I just subbed to that. That looks cool. I like their little...
Jack Skellington could solo Thanos, Apocalypse, and Darkseid all at once, according to David Burrows. And he also says he needs Sally for Doomsday, though. He needs Sally's help for Doomsday. Okay. Gotcha, man. Yeah, my kids love that show, man. They do. Both of them do. Yes, absolutely. Let's see. I'm sorry, Knock. You were talking about the Christmas Story, and the guy's going to be on a show. Is that what you said? I was busy with something else.
came in and said it. It's a Christmas Story Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a modern. The same actor that played the little boy is now all grown up, and he has his own kids. And I think a lot of actors from the original one are in it too. So some of the other kids.
Oh, cool. Okay. What network's it on?
That's Disney, right?
I think it's Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm
I wonder why they
Facebook
didn't-
friends with one of the actors from that movie, or not Facebook, Twitter follower.
Yeah.
He follows me, I follow him.
Yeah.
Cool. I wonder why they didn't do a theatrical release for that, because that could...
I thought it was a TV show. I thought it was an episodic.
Is it a series?
Oh, it is episodic?
I thought it was. I'm not sure. I
thought it was a movie.
I thought it was too. Let me look.
Yeah, I mean,
Best
if it is a
movie
I
story
could make-
ever. Me making the perf in Signs. Yeah. Oh my God, guys. There's a part in Signs that we went and saw Signs at the theater. Oh my God. Yeah, Dave's too much. It got real. It was a really tense-filled moment in Signs. You know, I think we were about to see the alien or something like that. The whole theater was quiet, and he went.
Nice.
I mean, and he just did it so perfectly. I mean, my God, half the theater was cracking up, dude. It was funny as shit.
You're wondering if Mel Gibson farted. You don't know what's going on.
Right?
Yeah.
Swing away. Oh, Let's see. He says, I'm dying already, and he hasn't even told the story. Oh, I just got done telling it. But anyway, yeah, dude, my son David's, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, I was
He's a
wrong. It's
fun
on
guy.
HBO Max, and it is a
Okay.
movie. It
is a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. Yeah.
Oh,
Once again, Warner Brothers, the stupidest movie company in the world. They might have made some jack if they'd have put that in the theater, huh?
Well,
Who
now
knows?
sometimes studios make good decisions about only putting things on streaming. Like Hulu put Prey, the Predator prequel.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That was one of my top 10 of the year. Yeah.
They put
Really?
that on
Yeah.
direct to Hulu. I don't know that would have made a lot in the theaters though.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I could
Probably
be wrong.
wouldn't have.
I think that was probably the right decision for
Yeah.
them to do that.
So
I like that actress in. There was a Marvel show she was in, Legion, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She was really good in Legion.
I never watched Legion. There's
Yeah,
been
I
a couple of
never did either.
mutant shows. Isn't that one of the mutant shows?
Yeah,
There's been
I
a
guess
couple
it's
of
the
mutant shows I
X-Men
haven't
universe.
watched.
There
Yeah.
was Gifted.
Yeah, Gifted is the other one I have never seen.
Gifted, I started watching, but then when I heard that they were going to cancel it, I stopped watching it because I just
that's pretty
was
much
like,
why I never watched any of those. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that, and coupled with that was the whole Daredevil universe with Luke Cage and
yeah.
Yeah.
Iron
what-
Fist. Iron Fist was
Has anybody watched it since they dropped it on Disney Plus?
My
Did
mom
they
has,
edit 'em?
but I don't know. I don't know.
See, that's
I know that my Disney Plus now requires me to put in a pin because of mature content. So I mean,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to
I know there's still language and everything in the Netflix ones.
which is
That's
why
why
I'm,
I'm
hoping
not
that they'll
really-
go with the R rating stuff.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
That's why
well,
I'm not worried about Deadpool. 'Cause
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to share something because whoever
ahead.
said a Christmas Story was like their go-to.
Yeah.
This is going to be very unpopular because I know a lot of people love that. I've never been able to sit through that movie. Like
Really?
I've always tried to watch it, and I either fall asleep or get
Which one?
bored. Or A Christmas Story, the original one.
Oh,
Yeah, with the
well,
leg lamp and
they
all that
used to
stuff.
play it like 24 hours.
They did on like TBS or something like
Yeah,
that. It was
so you'd really have to get parts of it. So
you know, and that's really what it like. You know, I've seen parts of it, you know, but I haven't.
I think
I don't know.
broken up, you've probably seen the whole thing.
Yeah, but my somebody's already said it, but my go-to favorite Christmas movie of all time is Christmas Vacation. So
Yeah. Mhm.
I love that. We
Yeah,
watch
that's
it.
Matt.
That's a
Matt
good one.
mentioned that.
We
one.
watch it every year. You know,
Yeah.
like every year. When I was a kid, my parents made me watch It's a Wonderful Life every year. But I don't know. The
You
older I
can't
got-
help but see that movie. It's on every
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah,
that was my go-to for a long time.
Yeah.
Has everybody watched the Guardians of the Galaxy special?
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Absolutely. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad
Yeah, it's
definitely
good.
recommend that. That's definitely something that people need to watch.
It's in
Yeah,
my Christmas
most definitely.
playlist now. So
Mhm.
But,
That was definitely a
I
good
have-
one.
I have a confession to make.
Go ahead.
I didn't appreciate and like A Christmas Story till about 15 years ago.
Yeah. What changed your
And
mind?
I don't know. It just, I was older.
Maybe I just don't get
And-
the hype. I mean, I'll try. I probably
Yeah.
try to watch it again, but I just.
I mean, I've always thought it was a good movie, but I've never just been overwhelmed by it.
Now, if you're talking a regular Christmas movie, my favorite one, besides Die Hard, and I just got done showing it to the clients last week. I show it every year to somebody. Is Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Scrooged. Oh, dude, yeah, I love
Movie
that
is
one.
off the chain, man.
That's another good one. The last, yeah, no, that's another really good one. In fact,
Doc, have
man,
you seen that one, buddy?
I don't think so.
You
Oh my
need to watch
God.
that one. You will
Yeah.
crack the fuck
it's
up. It
it's
is
Bill
great.
Murray in his prime.
Yes,
it really
Bill Murray
is.
in his prime. He's a little bit older than when he was in Stripes. He was about middle aged at the time. And
Yeah, this
man,
was
my
after
God,
Ghostbusters. I want to say it's between Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. It's around that
Yeah.
era.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
right
but-
in that
Is that
area.
where is that at? Where can I watch that?
Oh God, I don't
Scrooged?
know.
Like
Yeah, let me
late
look.
80s, mid
Not
to late
sure.
80s.
And I can't
Yeah.
look it up right now because I'll have to sign
It's
into everything.
yeah, Scrooge came out in 1988. It's on Amazon Prime apparently and Paramount Plus, which I have both. It's free on Pluto, but you have to watch commercials. So you know what? I might throw that on tonight.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't think my boy's seen it yet. Yeah, no, hell yeah, Paramount Plus, commercial free. Just found it. Nice.
I don't know if you guys remember, but
84, David.
That song that Annie Lennox sang at the end of it, it was a huge hit.
Oh, 1988. That's when I was born.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a great movie.
Baby.
I see it on Amazon Prime. I'll watch that.
It's on Amazon
born in
Prime.
88?
Yeah.
Born in 88, yeah.
Yes,
I'm
he was.
10 years old.
That's a young man.
11. Yeah, I'm 11 years
That's
older.
the year I graduated from high school.
I had already done a tour in the Army, and I was about to get out of the National Guard. I was already bartended at that point.
By the way, I grew up with Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. There you go. Yeah.
That was another good one with Bill Murray. No, I'm definitely. I really hope that either CC or Dorian hasn't seen Scrooged yet, because I love watching movies I love with people who haven't seen them before.
We talked about that last night.
It's on my list.
John, by the way, while I got you here, Danny, John said it's no problem. He will run the show for you when we record Tuesday.
We want to do it again on Tuesday for the New Year's show.
Yeah,
cool.
and I told, he said he would have done it last night if
I didn't want to bug him, man, but it's fine. Gary gave me a little before I passed out, because dude, I don't know if you noticed, because I was wearing the same. I hadn't gone to bed yet.
I know you were wearing the same damn sweater this morning.
Because I hadn't gone to bed yet. Because Gary taught me how to use this program to edit it, so I could edit the video. So I've been working on that, and my God, I'm maybe 10 minutes into it, and I've been working on it for hours. So I got mad respect for people who do this shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I got mad respect for all you guys involved with Pop Culture Minefield. I mean, this is our live stream pretty much every day at this point.
No, it is every day.
Yeah.
It took twice on Wednesday and twice on Friday also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there every show but one.
Yes. Yes,
I'm on every show but one.
Yeah, like I said, Scrooge was between the Ghostbusters movies. I'm fairly certain of that. Yeah.
I'm just showing David's stuff down here on the bottom. What did he say last? We get to celebrate a brand spanking new freedom in Maryland next July 4th. Oh, very cool, man. Very cool.
What brand new freedom is that? Did they finally legalize marijuana for you?
Probably. Who knows? I don't know.
So
it's legal in Missouri now.
Hey, I moved here 13 years ago. I narrowed it down to 2 states because I was living in Texas, and a friend of mine had gotten he got a year of probation for a fucking roach. Roach.
Yep.
In Texas. So I was like, screw this, man. I got to move. So I did a ton of research, and I narrowed it down to Oregon and Nevada, because at the time they were medical states. Now they're both recreational. But the laws in Oregon were a little bit worse. So like you could still get raided, and they could still take all your stuff, and you wouldn't have any rights. Whereas there's a little bit more protection. So I moved to Nevada, and like within weeks of being here, I had my medical marijuana card. I was just like, and I would tell everybody, I just looked at it as like an insurance policy, It's like in case I get pulled over or in case I get caught, like it's like my get out of jail free card. And they look like driver's licenses out here, which is weird. Instead of a blue bar, it's brown. That's the only difference.
I used to, when I was a bartender, I smoked it a lot. I mean, I had to keep people from throwing joints in my tip jar. You know what I mean? Just give it to me on the side, you dumbasses, Yeah. But when I married my wife, she was an RN, and they get drug tested all the time. So I haven't had one in, God, I want to say 21 years. Well, I have had one, but I don't want to out the person that gave it to me. So this was well after she was done nursing, though. But that's why I gave it up. And it's all right, but I could take it or leave it. You know what I mean? But
well, I did it. I tried it in high school. Didn't like it. I tried it again in college, and it's the smoking that I didn't like.
Yeah.
But me and my roommate at the time, we had a saying: is we don't do dope. We eat hallucinogenics like candy.
Hey,
because we were dropping acid every weekend.
Dude.
Oh, John.
No,
that's
I'm
something
serious.
I wouldn't do.
So here, It's funny you mentioned that. So my senior year of high school, this was 96. And I to each their own.
To each your own.
I missed 108 days of school. I only went to school 72 days that year. Now, I still graduated. Top 25% of my class, by the way. But it was only because I'd moved so much. I went to 4 different high schools that the 3 previous schools I went to were block schedule schools. So
Right.
I had more than enough credits to graduate out of the state of North Carolina, but I had to have one more science. And so even though I took honors biology and honors chemistry, the school I graduated from didn't have a more advanced. So I just took a bullshit like freshman earth sciences easy A class. You know what I mean? Just to get the credit. And I had to go to, and even though I went more than that, if you only, like, for example, if I only went to one class and then left, I was counted as absent for the day. You know what I mean? But they'd still like get my grades and stuff like that. And I made up some BS medical thing and got it all excused. But I used to go. Sorry, it's taking forever. I used to go. So
There's
Earth
a
Science-
Reader's Digest version in there somewhere. I know it is, Dan.
I'm sorry. So my first period was this easy A class. It's called Earth Sciences, and I would take a hit of acid. So and I only took it for the first semester, and I would take a hit of acid every morning because like my buddy from Texas mailed me a birthday card with a sheet of 100 hits in it.
Nice.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and I took one every day the first semester of my senior year, and my friend Rachel would fuck because she knew I was tripping balls, and she would fuck with me. But how crazy is it that I was able to get an A in Earth Science,
in that class.
and I was tripping balls, and I literally
hyper in tune with it.
and I would leave like right after that class. I would just dip out, and go back home.
Well, the stuff we were getting was from the KU medical labs. There's a student up there using the med labs to make it, and it was actually laced with meth.
Oh my God,
methamphetamine.
By the way,
That's
this
no bueno.
channel does not endorse.
Oh no,
that
it
in
was
any way,
awesome.
shape,
No,
or form.
no, this was me. This was me in my first run at college, being extremely stupid, and I have not had. I got to the end of the semester. It's like, okay, I'm done.
So you know what? I probably shouldn't put it on camera. I actually have some natural hallucinogenics.
Not on my channel, you don't.
But I'm not
Leave
gonna.
it alone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Oh no, I've partaked in the fungi too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
I
all
like the
done
tea.
fun
Have you ever
stuff.
made the tea out of it?
I actually put it on my pizza.
No. Okay.
Wow.
I'll make.
I've never done recreational drugs.
Stoners are just. We do crazy shit, man. We do
I've only
crazy
done
shit.
medicinal and then like actual like pill because I was in a hospital or something like that.
Yeah, dude. Let me tell you something.
Or beer, alcohol. I'll do alcohol.
Yeah. I tell you what,
alcohol
man.
is way worse for you than weed, man. Come on now.
Yeah, but
As
hey,
a recovering
Andy, let me
alcoholic
tell you
who's had to go to
something.
rehab,
I'll take over alcohol and weed. I'll take a Percocet any day of the week. Those things are my friend, my buddy.
You better be
my
careful
pal.
saying that, man. But,
Why should I be careful saying that? When I get stuff done to my mouth, I tell them, look, don't give me a Lortab. I'll be puking all over the place.
oh, dude, I'm the same way. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't take the hydrocodone because it makes me sick.
Yeah.
But oxycodone with Percocet. I go to pain management because I'm about to have my right hip replaced. I had my left hip replaced in 2017.
Damn, brother.
Yeah.
That's a lot of miles.
Well, dude,
that's rough.
remember I used to be 400 pounds. That's a lot of pressure on the joints. It's like,
My personal rules are no pills, no powders, no needles, no crystals.
I agree with those last two. I've never
Very
done
good.
anything that requires a
no
needle.
needles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, nope.
And
No.
That's above
it's-
my pay grade, as I like to say.
I'm a natural guy. It's got to be like from the earth, like shrooms and weed. I'm good with. You know what I mean?
Well, these days I'm enjoying my little bit of booze, and I do say little bit because I've been sipping on this Long Island iced tea for 2 hours now. And,
Yeah.
LIT.
Yeah.
What are you trying to get white girl wasted? And
No,
you
I
like
was-
Jack Daniels? I mean, man, I love you, but like the more you talk about
Okay,
booze
let me tell you
consumption-
something, man. I was a bartender for 18 years. Okay, one thing I know: you stick to what you know. You don't fuck around with shit you don't know. That's when you get in trouble. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Hold up.
And and by the way, I'm a little bit older than you. When I was young and drinking, this was hot shit. Okay. and it's got 2 ounces of booze in it. Okay.
I know, man. Like those in Adios motherfuckers, dude. Those are like, I'm serious. Those 2 drinks.
And by the way, the Jack Daniels thing, the reason why I drink that is
because it's cheap.
When you were a bartender, that's true.
Yeah.
And when I was a bartender, I mean, if I made myself a cocktail, I didn't bartend at places, your corner bar. I bartended at places you needed track shoes. I mean, I was 3 deep on a Saturday night. Okay. Every Saturday. I had 10 glasses lined up. I was ready to make drinks for fucking 4 hours straight as fast as I could. Right.
David Burrows.
The only time we had to drink was to do a shot, and that was my preferred shot. Me and my buddies, that's what we drank. Jack Daniels.
So, David Burrows with the quote of the night. I might put that on Twitter. If God didn't make it, I don't want it. And I don't even believe in God, but I love it.
That's a fact, man. That's a
fact. My preferred shot was straight tequila. No chaser, no salt, no.
Oh, you got to have the salt and the lime. Man.
I can't do tequila, man.
Just straight tequila.
Just a little hint to the audience. If you're going to drink anything from the Spanish parts of the world, drink it with salt and lime, please. Save yourself, please.
So look, here's the thing. I got.
Is a horrible thing to waste.
I implore you, Joe. I was going to send you a bottle. You said no.
Yeah.
Single barrel 4 Roses is the most delicious bourbon I've ever had.
Man, there's a lot of great bourbons out there, man, and I'm down with the cheap stuff, bro. I like that charcoal filter. I like knowing I've had alcohol, dude. Yeah, some people go for smooth stuff. A lot of people I know drink Crown. They like something smoother. Not me,
I don't like the smoky taste with a lot of scotches and things like that.
Oh, you don't like the peat? You don't like the
no.
That earthy?
No, I don't like that at all. Yeah, no.
You know, whenever
David says, "Ooh, Joe, accept that."
Whenever I hear once it starts going with the alcohol and like the taste of it or whatever, when people are describing it, I always think of The Office and when Steve Carell's trying to explain, and he's always like, it tastes like an oaky afterbirth.
I don't like.
He'll drink it. When
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm like, see, don't be saying no to gifts, bro.
Ever since you said that, that's whenever anybody's describing alcohol, that's what I think of. It's like an oaky afterbirth, and I'm like, oh my god.
No, my man David knows. He knows 4 Roses single barrel is good stuff.
He's partaking a little bit. But anyway, okay, guys, we have reached the end of this week's episode of State of the Atmosphere. John, you want to let them know where you're at these days and what's going on with you?
Pop Culture Minefield, 7 days a week, 10 in the morning for the coffee show, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, noon on Saturday, and 1 o'clock on Sunday. But you don't see me. I'm actually behind the scenes.
So that's Central Time, though.
That's Central Time. That's Central Time Zone. Also on Mondays, I'm on. We didn't have it this week, but we'll have it next week on Only Talk and Roll from that '70s rock fan. And
I hope he's feeling better.
I do too. He threw out his back, so
I'm
here on Wednesdays, and then I stream. I'm not streaming until after the first of the year again, but I stream Tuesdays at 4 Central on my channel at Real Das Wolfen.
He does what I do, but he does it solo, and then he plays some games. It's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool.
Well, right now I'm doing a retrospective of the Showa Godzilla era movies.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
Shoot. Okay, I can't miss that. I love Godzilla. All right, man. Let's see. Next, let's talk to Matt. Where are you going to be at, buddy?
Hey there. Nothing much to promote other than hop on some of your streams sometimes, Joe, and just wherever I may pop up. So nothing specific. Just support everybody.
You going to be with Wes later on tonight?
It'll depend on when he goes live.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a factor, because sometimes he'll go.
He goes
he's on
late,
the West Coast.
sometimes.
So if he goes live at 10 p.m. his time,
Mm-hmm.
That's a little late. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it'll just depend week to week on that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
All right, man. Knock. Tell them what's up, man.
No, just we just do our thing every usually Sunday, but this week it'll be Saturday. We're gonna do a little bit of college. There's a couple of bowl games, nothing crazy that's gone on this week. I do know they did signing day, which I'm not too big into quite yet. So a lot of high school students have been getting signed. So I don't know if I'll go into anything like that, but and then yeah, we have we do our NFL picks, and we have um, we do. I want to test out this ESPN machine that they got. It helps you do like different scenarios for the playoffs coming up in a month.
Okay. Cool, man. Sounds good. And Danny, you got in here just in time. Tell us what's going on, man. By the way, I had a ball with you yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It's been fun, even though I'm only like 10, 15 minutes into it. It's been fun editing it. So yes, Thursdays tomorrow, on this Salty Trekker channel, which I guess I could share.
Drop me a link and I'll put it in
the address. Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I do every Thursday. I do what we call nerd fights with Salty Trekker, and the artwork, the background artwork is some of my artwork, and we normally we've been covering like 2 shows. So like this, we're in the middle of doing Willow, which is and Wednesday. Even though I've seen all of Wednesday. But this week we're doing a special Christmas episode where we're going to be talking about Violent Night and Fat Man.
I still haven't seen Fat Man. I gotta see it.
It's all right. It's all right. I liked Violent Night's way better. Similar concepts, very similar concepts, but Violent Night's way better. So that's Thursdays. I do that Thursday. I usually join the Pop Culture Minefield crew on Friday for TGIF, which is new. So all the times I say are Pacific. So tomorrow, 5 Pacific. Friday is noon Pacific. And then Saturday morning fun time is with Pop Culture Minefield. I'm usually on those 2 shows as a panelist, and that's at 10 a.m. Pacific on Saturday. And then every Sunday, if you want to see a stream that takes it to the extreme, if you want a show that's going to make your liver quiver and your... Anyway, if you're a wrestling fan, check out Dork Side of the Ring with my man Joe and my buddy Johnny Rock. This Sunday is Christmas, so we pre-recorded a best of 2022 episode that I'm gonna do my best to edit. So if it looks like a child did it when it drops on Sunday, you'll know.
David said that's awesome, though.
Fire,
baby, fire.
And then. So what time is that drop, Joe? Because they keep changing the damn time on me. Is it 11 a.m.?
Pretty sure it's at 1 o'clock Central, man. Pretty sure.
Yeah, 1 o'clock Central, 11 your time.
Okay, so 11 Pacific on Sundays. So the next 2 shows are going to be pre-recorded, but we'll still drop them at 11. 2022 best of, and then New Year's Day will be...
That's going to be the even more fun one, dude.
Yeah,
the controversies of 2022.
Yes, exactly. All the salacious, scandalous topics of the year in wrestling. So that's where you guys can check me out. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome, Danny. Like I said, I had a ball taping that episode last night. Me, him, and Johnny Rock had a fun time doing Dork Side of the Ring. You guys tune in for that 1 o'clock Central and 11 o'clock Pacific time for that. Guys, I'm glad you all came tonight. The Brothers Hack the Matrix is on hiatus. And so is my comic book sketching stream on Saturdays. That's on hiatus. You can go to my channel and see when they're next scheduled. It's the next Saturday and Thursday in January. The first ones in January. That's when we'll be back on with those. And I'm going to do this one all the way through the end of the year because it's not on a holiday. And I'm going to do the football one, the pregame party with Matt, their Small Time Republic, and Knock. It's going to be on Sundays, but this week we got to do it on Saturday, because if we do it on Sunday, all we're going to be doing is recapping all the games instead of talking to. It's supposed to be a pregame party. How can you do that when you're not doing it on the day of the games? And they basically flipped days this weekend. There's 3 games on Sunday, and the whole rest of the week is on Saturday. So Saturday at 10 a.m. Central. And that if you decide to watch some sports ball there, Danny, that's 8 o'clock Pacific, buddy. But
let me tell you something, brother. You forgot to mention the most important show you're on. You are the co-host.
Cut
a promo.
Getting there.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm getting there. I got to plug my own stuff first, though. And yeah, Dork Side of the Ring, with all its new graphics and everything. Me, Danny, and Johnny Rock all getting together.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
I love
My
you, John.
man John got it in there. Yeah. All right. So for my panel, I want to thank you guys for watching tonight. And until we see you again, I want you guys to have a great Christmas. And tune in next week for this show at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. And until I see you again, I want you to have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your families and party responsibly, please. We don't need to hear any bad news about anybody getting in any trouble. And until I see you again, you guys keep on keeping on. God bless.